Because unlike the others, I have no problem telling you stories about her. And as you can tell, everything that I am about to say is 100% true. On May 25th, 1975. Marietta Paya Serafica Oliveros Cruz and Antonio Santos Cruz stood together before the grace of God and the world and declared their love for each other and began their marriage journey. On or about October 26, 1975, on a crisp, cool Canadian autumn day, Marietta and Antonio consummated their relationship. Whether it was the acrylic landscape of the changing of the seasons, the unbridled passion between the two lovebirds, or the simple fact that latex provided a small but unpleasant skin irritation for Antonio, the two lovebirds flew caution to the wind and used the sheepskin prophylactic, which is only 96.1% effective, and not the latex prophylactic, which is a whopping 98.9% effective. Little did they know that 2% decrease in tension and slight increase in pleasure would change the rest of their lives. 9 months later, on July 29, 1976, at approximately 4:03 a.m. in the city of Toronto, at Women's College Park, with the help of Dr. Marjorie Moore, Menina Tricia Cruz was born. Not 7 pounds, 12 ounces. Marietta and Antonio took Tricia home to 54 Farm Greenway, which is located in Scarborough, a well-known lower socioeconomic area in the Greater Toronto region. The mean streets of this ghetto hardened Tricia in earlier stages of life. She did what she had to do to survive. She slung rock for the local dealer during the day, and she was a hitman at night for the local mafiosos. In September 1987, after being the suspect in a double homicide, Marietta and Antonio were concerned about the path Tricia was taking in life. They uprooted the family to Markham, a greater Toronto posh suburb. This transition stage in Tricia's life was not a smooth one. Between the schoolyard fights and the occasional robbery of the local convenience store, Tricia's future looked grim. That is until Professor Frank Vesio, Tricia's grade 6 teacher, saw past this rough exterior and saw the true potential and challenged her intellectually. This simple challenge put Tricia on a scholastic path of life. Tricia continued her thirst of knowledge and attended Brother Andre Catholic High School in December 1990. For her penance for all the evil she created earlier in her life, she joined a club called Loop 418, a club dedicated to providing good in the world. And in this club, she met her heterosexual lifelong mate, Jennifer Punn Morissette. Not to be confused with Alanis Morissette, the Canadian pop star who created hit singles such as You Ought to Know and Isn't It Ironic. On a side note, Jen Punn had a significant moment in my life also. When I was in grade 9, Jen Punn and I attended an overnight retreat hosted by Loop 418. At the end of the retreat, Jen Punn gave me a simple but enthusiastic hug. I know a hug seems meaningless to everyone, but to a prepubescent boy whose hormones are going a mile a minute, any sign of affection from a mature, attractive female is the kind of stimulation you just don't forget. Thank you, Jen Punn.
I love you, Jen.
You are my Mrs. Robinson. Oh, there's more. As Tricia Life continues, she attended the University of Toronto in 1995, studying engineering. She made friends while attending university. Some of them are here today. Monica Jung Doss, or if I mispronounce your name, it's good. Alfreda Lau, Ed and Maggie Lee, and the illustrious Veronica Huang, who's also engaged to be married. That engagement announcement ended my 14-year dream of one day No, Joel, I said Veronica Huang Cruz. When I get married, I want my wife to keep my last name. I want my wife to be true to herself. Think about it. It does have a good ring to it, Joel.
Hey, it's not happening, right?
Well, Two Big Cruise. That sounds good too. In the year 2000, Trisha graduated University of Toronto with an undergraduate degree in applied science. Trisha, like many curious women just out of college, she wanted to explore the world and experience new experiences. On her own, she traveled to Europe for 6 weeks. Unfortunately, due to internet copyright infringement and the presence of people that are under the age of 21, I cannot divulge the explicit nature of her actions, and nor do I think that her exploits are appropriate for her husband to hear on his wedding day. In 2001, Trisha, along with her friends Jerry and Kelly Estrada, Pelson, Merlin, and Mascarenas, Erica Tran, and Jason Reed, she was kidnapped and held captive in Alabama. Let's face it, it's the only reason why anyone would go to Alabama is that Trisha was fed grits until she felt the dish was palatable. She was forced to do her MBA at the University of Alabama. In an odd twist of fate, one of her captors, Benish Abdullah, is present here today, in what I think is a severe case of Stockholm Syndrome. After 6 years, 2 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days of intense negotiating, the Cruz family finally agreed to pay the ransom of $13.87, shipping and handling included, to release Trisha. It turns out that Benish could not take Trisha's presence any longer and settled for that price. Just a warning, Joel, forever is a long time, and it'll only feel like an eternity. In 2007, Trisha arrived to Santa Monica. She reconnected with her cousins Martha, Marvin, and Marianne Francisco. Able to? Marianne could not be here today because she is studying in Europe. Let's just hope that her actions are not so liberal, like Trisha said during the excursion. Trisha set up roots and started to live a normal life in Los Angeles. That is assuming one can live a normal life in La La Land. And on or about July 26, 2009, I find out she was swept off her feet. The magic continued, and a month later, well, Joel, you know the rest. Joel, it is my honor to welcome you to the Cruz family. I'll welcome you the only way I know how. I'll tell you the truth. I'll be honest. I had concerns about when I heard the marriage. Let's face it, my speech is almost as long as the actual engagement. I say myself. The more I thought about the engagement, the more I thought I was actually less concerned of the length of the engagement, but I was more concerned about relinquishing the title of the guy who takes care of my sister. The engagement could have been 4 days or 4 years. I'll never be ready to leave my sister. I'm not going to get too sappy.
I see the tears. Start crying.
Joel, I have a few names. On my driver's license says Antonio. My friends call me Tony. My family calls me JR. After today, I hope you call me JR.